Ma'am, 3 into 10 to the power 8.
Right, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Please don't forget to mention the unit. So unit is
Yes,
very
ma'am.
important, right? Unit is very important. So another thing, the expression of energy is also known to you, I guess, because suppose a photon is for electromagnetic means what? Both there is mass and energy. So the energy of a photon is given by this formula, that is E equal to h into nu, where h is, what is h? Small h is the Planck's constant. Do you know that? H is the Planck's constant. And what is the value of Planck's constant?
It's 3 into 10 to the power minus.
Bolo? It is the,
6.6 into 10 to power
6.6
minus
into 10 to
10 to
34.
minus.
the power minus 34.
yes, and what is the unit of Planck's constant at unit as well?
Joule second.
Joule second, right. So H, what is the value of H? 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 Joule second. This is Planck's constant. And E is the energy of photon, and the nu means what? Wave number. Okay. Nu means frequency.
Frequency.
Yeah, frequency. Or you can tell E equal to hc by lambda, because you know that frequency or lambda is inversely proportional. Okay. So that also you can tell. So if suppose you have to calculate the amount of energy of a photon, then a Planck's constant is known to you, the velocity of light is known to you. So if the lambda is given, you can calculate the energy. Okay. So next is, now we are going through the UV visible spectroscopy, the very basic spectroscopy, which falls under the absorption spectroscopy. Now, what are the components of any UV visible spectroscopy? Have you seen any UV visible spectrophotometer? I don't think so. In your class 2 level, it was not there, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So actually, UV visible spectrophotometer is actually used to, do you know what is the purpose of using this? Any idea? Why we use this? Why we use the UV visible spectroscopy? Actually, we use this to, Bolo? To get the, no, to calculate the concentration of any sample, of any unknown sample. Okay, it is actually by how we are dealing with that, we will show you that how we can calculate the concentration. So normally these are the components. Obviously there will be a light source, right? Light source that will give you some,
Ma'am, that optical phenomenon.
no, not optical phenomena. Optical phenomena.
Optical concentration.
No. The concentration, I means the molar concentration.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, milligram per liter, like this way. Okay, so some source of light is there. Suppose UV source or visible source. So light is coming from this source. Then this is a monochromator. Do you know what is monochromator?
Single wavelength light.
Yes, actually,
allows only one wavelength to pass through it.
exactly. Why? Because we need, why we need this only one wavelength? Because we have to pass the light through a particular wavelength through the material, right, where we get the maximum absorption. So that is why we cannot use the polychromatic light. We have to convert it into a monochromatic light. So the thing that converts polychromatic light or spectra of light into a monochromatic light is known as monochromator. And inside the monochromator, there is actually a prism by which the rays are diffracted. Okay. Now suppose single beam of light is coming. Suppose the incident light, it is known as incident light. Intensity, say suppose I naught. I naught is the intensity of that light. Now this is your cell. Cell means you have put the sample here. Okay. So after going through the sample, say let's say I is the intensity of the light. So can you tell me what is the relationship of I naught and I? Whether I will decrease or I will increase?
I will decrease.
I will decrease. Why I will decrease? Because
Some of it is absorbed by the cell.
very good. Because some of it will be absorbed by the cell. Exactly. So I, obviously I will be lesser than I naught. Now then this I will be going through some detector to get the final component. Okay. So monochromator is, I have told you why it is used. Another thing you remember, that cell you are using now, cell, what is the material of the cell? The material of the cell should be glass or plastic for visible light, but it must be quartz for UV light. Why it is must be made of quartz? Because glass and plastic, they actually absorb some UV radiation. So if you use some glass or plastic made cell in case of UV, then your result will be erroneous. Some errors will come. So obviously quartz cell you have to use. Okay. Now, what are the laws governing this radiation? So, when a beam of light falls, obviously to the medium, as you told, that light is absorbed within the medium, and remaining portion of the light is transmitted through the medium. So, if I write the intensity like I naught, and IA is the absorption intensity, amount of radiation absorbed, and IT is the amount of radiation transmitted. So obviously I can equate the equation like this: I naught must be equal to IA plus IT. Is it so? Right, from the previous diagram you can see that whatever initial intensity is coming, that must be equal to the sum of intensity which is absorbed and intensity which is transmitted, right? So I can write this equation. Can I write this? I naught equal to IA plus IT. Okay, so see here, this is the material you are passing. Incident light is coming, transmitted light is like this, and this small b, or in some books you may find it's like small l also. It is nothing but the thickness or length of the sample cell. It is usually in the centimeter or millimeter scale. So b is a parameter, b is the thickness of that cell. And what is c? Small c, it is not the wavelength, it is not the velocity of light. Here c is the molar concentration of the sample. Okay, so do you understand these terminologies? Incident light, intensity of incident light, transmitted light, absorbed light, and what is c? The molar concentration of sample, then length of thickness of the sample. All of you understood, right?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
yeah, okay. So now there is coming a very important law, which is actually Lambert and Beer's law. But we will discuss first Lambert's law and Beer's law, then we will see what is Lambert-Beer's law. So Lambert's law is in the name of Lambert. So when a monochromatic light passes through an absorbing medium at right angles to the plane of surface of that medium, the rate of decrease in intensity with thickness of medium is proportional to the intensity of the incident light. See in the next slide, you will understand from here. What is Lambert's law is telling that rate of decrease in intensity with the thickness of medium. So it should be di by dB. See here is di dB, and minus sign is coming because it is decreasing. So minus di dB is proportional to what? It proportional to the intensity, initial intensity of light. That is why I can according to the Lambert's law, see here, this rate of decrease in intensity is proportional to the intensity of the incident light. So can I write this equation that minus di dB is proportional to I? Or in the next step, can I write that minus di dB equal to Ki? K is the proportionality constant. Can I write that from the Lambert's law?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can understand that K is the proportionality constant. We can write. Now, if I integrate on both sides, taking the equation, if I integrate the equation in both sides, where what are the values for integration? I will vary from I naught to I and B equal to 0, right? So when B equal to 0, initial surface, your I will be I naught, the intensity of your light, I mean initial intensity. Okay, so you can put over here, and if you integrate, so obviously there will be the ln of I naught by IT equal to K into B, or you can write like this in an exponential form, that IT equal to I naught e to the power minus KB. Can I write this? Just by
Yes,
from
ma'am.
yes, sir, we can
Yes,
write
ma'am.
this. Okay, so here I naught, intensity of the incident light falling on the thickness B, IT is the intensity of transmitted light, and K is the absorption coefficient for the given wavelength and medium. Now, if I just convert it into the log base, I mean 10 log base, so I can write here like IT equal to I naught into 10 to the power minus KB. Instead of e to the power minus KB, I can write here also like I naught into 10 to the power minus KB. Okay, so this is the form of Lambert's law. Another form is coming, which is Beer's law. What is that? Beer's law is telling that It is independent of the intensity of the light. Actually, I was in the same way, the rate of change of the intensity of light with the thickness, it is proportional to the concentration of the absorbing medium. Okay, that is similar to the Ambert's law, but here we have equated like this, that minus di dB equal to ki. But in case of Beer's law, we can write that minus di dB equal to k into C, where C is the concentration of the sample. So in the same way, after integrating and all, finally we will get this equation. What is that? It equal to I naught e to the power minus k prime C. K prime is another proportionality constant. So again, we can take into the log base, I mean 10 log base. So we can write it IT equal